Hey, new buckaroos. Hi there, how are you? And I actually got started on time. How about that? Anyway, oh man, it's been a day. I started by running a mile. No, I didn't do that. I walked a mile. I kind of did that. I don't know. I mean, it's a mile-ish, right? So I did a beer mile today. What's interesting about the beer mile is that you have to knock a beer back. You have to chug it per se, but you have to finish it before you start the race. All right, it's finished before you start the race, and you go 4 laps around the building. It's approximately a quarter mile. I mean, it's it may be a tad shy of a mile, but it's real close. Anyway, so I did do that. I couldn't run it, but I did walk it. I did finish it. I didn't come in last. I was kind of hoping to come in last, to be honest with you, because last place gets a prize. Last place gets a six pack, but turns out I was there. There were two folks behind me. So I didn't get the damn six pack, even though I really wanted. I was all set to come in dead last. I just wanted to finish the damn thing. Anyways, and then we went to after I got home. Our daughter wanted to take the grandkids to uh, Fertoma duck race, is a big thing here in the Ozarks. So we did that for a few hours, and now I'm just exhausted. But I thought I'd do one video with you, or maybe two, because it is early on a Saturday. We'll see how I feel after this one. At this particular moment in time, I like I said, I'm just exhausted, man. I'm beat. Uh, so let's get going here. I'm going to get things working for me here. Yep. All right. So what I did first, I grabbed a beer, but I decided to make a cocktail first. I want to get to it before it gets any warmer on me. A whiskey sour or Boston sour. Traditionally, in all honesty, this is a Boston sour, not a whiskey sour. But most cocktail lounges, especially higher end lounges, are calling this their whiskey sour. But I mean, if you look up the cocktail whiskey sour, the ingredients are relatively the same. You can make a whiskey sour any way you want to. The only difference is, again, a whiskey sour originally was just served on the rocks with some ice, a lemon garnish. The Boston sour served chilled in a coupe with the foam, and typically not a lemon garnish, but I put one on here anyway. They tend to do a little funny thing with some bitters, and I didn't feel like doing that for home. But I did make the nice cocktail, get some good foam on there. Oh, that's delicious. I did a combination of lemon juice and lime juice in this one. And I also added some bitters. I know you don't have to. I had some citrus bitters that I added to it just to give it a little extra something, add to the aromatics. But I did like the foam I got on there. I've been digging the foam cocktails lately. I've been putting foam on cocktails that even don't need foam. Anyways, but this is nice. I got just the right amount of sweetness in here. And here's what I did: typically use a simple, and I didn't. I used maple syrup. Not only did I use maple syrup, but I used a barrel aged maple syrup. So most recipes will call for an ounce of simple to whatever citrus you're adding. The maple is sweet, so I only used a half ounce of the maple syrup. Otherwise, I feel it might have been just a little too sweet. Uh, this interesting coupe my wife found at a thrift store, I think. She looked it up, and I think it came back as a sherbet cup or something, with a coupe bowl or something like that. Be used as a coupe. Um, I don't think it's actually worth a lot more than she paid for it. It just seemed like a simple glass to them, I'm guessing, but the stem work is rather unusual from what she found out. Oh, but because the bowl was relatively plain, I imagine they thought they just had a basic glass. Oh, this is an absolutely delicious Boston sour. But yeah, a lot of bartenders are making a Boston sour just like this. And there's nothing, not necessarily anything wrong with it. However, is traditionally this is a Boston sour, not a whiskey sour. But a lot of places are getting away from the on the rocks whiskey sour, so they want to serve it like this because it does look like a fancy cocktail. Nothing wrong with that. But again, traditionally, it is a Boston sour, not a whiskey sour. Even though it's essentially the same cocktail, it's just served differently. First time I had the cocktail was, gosh, I remember when it was. I just can't remember the year. I think it was 21. Because the pandemic wasn't officially over, but we were kind of at the tail end. But it was in Columbia at a place called Dogmaster. And I'd already had their Manhattan and I really enjoyed it, but I wanted to try something different. So I ordered their Boston Sour. And unfortunately, the place is no longer there. They closed up shop a while back. And that's sad to see a small distillery go. They were doing some nice products too. I really enjoyed them. Had a 4 grain whiskey that was just insanely good. But it's tough on the little guys, man. The big guys don't make it easy, and the little guys are taxed to high heaven. And the big guys do everything they can to crush those little guys, but they were doing some mighty fine product. I really like them. As I get to the end of my cocktail here, yeah. So the beer mile. I had 2 friends were out there with me. One friend was supposed to walk with me, but he just left me in the dust. um, and he's older than I am too, but he's clearly in a lot better shape. Because yeah, I couldn't catch him. He got off to a little bit of head start. I mean, I thought I could catch him, but man, he just kept gaining. I had another friend though who could have left me at any time, and he did stay with me. But like I said, we finished. We finished. Got to the end, and Neil, owner of Springfield Brewing, that hosted the beer mile, bought us all a beer. That was very nice. So it's a very nice guy. It's one reason I like to keep going to Springfield Brewing Company, even though I work for another brewery, which I love a lot. But I maintain my mug over there because they are doing some good products, and they are really decent people over there, and that means a lot to me. And when I walked up, he's beer whisper. So, little ego stroke there, and I'm not going to say I dislike that at all. I do like that being an old guy. Yeah. Every once in a while, someone I got a friend will say, "You're famous." I said, "No, I'm just a local character." That's all I am. I'm not famous. I'm not rich by any means. I'm not famous, but yeah, I'll take local character. I'm just a local character. A brand beer I have to wash that down with the Rogue Pacific Northwest IPA. I think this might be my last one at 6.9%, but it's a rather refreshing beer, which is one reason I wanted to go ahead and have it here to wash down that cocktail. Oh, but yeah, I mean, I walked that beer mile and it was rather hot. Then we went to that other thing, which was outside and rather on the warm side as well. And on grass, it just felt like I was being eaten alive out there. I had to get home and take a shower, man. I just wiped out, man. I've had a full day. Oh, This is a really nice beer. I like this one a lot. The Pacific Northwest IPA. Not quite, further south, West Coast, but there's certainly elements of a lot of big citrus going on. You do feel a little bit of that botanical or pine light note, but it is more subtle than most full on West Coasters. I do like this one though. It's just a nice, easy drink and very refreshing beer. Oh, I checked something and then I got talking and forgot what I was doing. Ugh. Yep, that's working. Okay. Just wanted to double check, make sure everything was working like it's supposed to. Anyway, yeah, I do enjoy this one. I think this is my last one though of a 6 pack that I got for my birthday. Ah, yep, that takes me right there. Okay, just checking to make sure everything's working like it's supposed to. Anyways, I digress. Let me put that back. Yeah. Ah. Oh mercy! It's not that late, so I may do another one this evening. Usually, if I'm working on a Saturday, I get off at 10, probably about 10:30 when I get home. It's usually after 11 before I can start a video. So even though I wasn't working today, I wasn't able to. I wasn't home. I didn't get home till about 9:30, and I had to take a shower. And by the time I got the video set up, oh mercy! I tell you what, this time when I did the beer mile, I did it once before, and it was difficult because I had that bad knee at the time. I was all bone on bone, and it was a painful 4 lap walk. This time the knee was good, but I'm not drinking the beer as well as I did back then. I have a harder time. Um, it was tough, and by the time some of the folks puked, I did not. But I will tell you, after the when I finished that third lap, having that last beer, I mean, my stomach felt hard. I'm not processing it as well, and I wasn't able to knock it back as quick as I did before. Now, if I did a whiskey mile, did a whiskey mile, you knock back a shot. Oh, I'm all in, baby. You talk me into doing a whiskey mile. Take a shot back. Here we go. Hell, I'm all in. Anyways, I'm gonna try to talk Neil into that. We gotta do a whiskey mile, Neil. Knock a shot back of bourbon, and there we go. That's easier to keep down in beer. That's a struggle, man. That's why a lot of folks can lose their lunch because you're running, you're shaking all that up, and uh, my one friend didn't eat before the race for exactly that reason, to not have anything in there if things go awry. But I did eat beforehand, but it had been a couple hours by the time the race started. But yeah, I mean, my stomach was rock hard after knocking that third beer back. I was having a hard time getting that gas out. And I was on the slow end. I was just under 22 minutes. But if you're thinking about that, I still drank 4 beers in a 22-minute period. Actually, the last lap. So if you deduct how long each lap takes, so um, I had 3 beers in what about 15, 16 minutes, or 4 beers in about 16 minutes. So yeah, you're not gonna you're drinking it and you're going, you're drinking and you're going. So yeah, I mean, I finished the race in 22 minutes and I had 4 beers in that time. You don't feel it at the time, but when you're after the race is over and you're sitting down, it's oh damn, because you don't feel that buzz at all while you're doing that walk or run or whatever you're doing. But once you sat down and start to relax, and that blood starts to pump, and it's oh shit, I drank 4 beers in 20 minutes. You're supposed to drink 1 beer in 20. I drank 4 beers in 20 minutes. And a couple of those guys, man, I think the one guy did it in under 8. So, I mean, drank 4 beers in an 8-minute period. Damn, that's serious, man. Oh, there we go. I guess partly why I've been drinking more whiskey lately is I've been struggling with the beer. Been having a hard time drinking more than one. It's just not wanting to go down. And today I went way over my limit, man. I went way too far over that limit, man. Anyways, I digress. I digress. I'm Tom, the beer whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and uh, yes, I am also Tom, the whiskey whisperer, whiskey evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, all around good guy. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it.